Seems like a long time ago, but this was New Year's Eve 2019. As the crowds in central London cheered in the new year with fireworks and Auld Lang Syne, none of us really had a clue what a wild and unpredictable 12 months lay ahead of us as the coronavirus pandemic took hold worldwide. At his home in Earls Barton, Jason Tagg was seeing the new year in with friends and family. 2020 was going to be an exciting year for Jason. After a number of years working locally, he managed to line up a new job.
I was working at Canoe 2. My plan was to join British Airways in May as a steward, and with sort of the vinyl and coffee shop on the back burner, still sort of keeping my eye on that for the future. COVID-19, I guess, killed any plans there were for Bristol Living development to go ahead. So the shop was looking further and further in the distance. Then my training course at British Airways, which should have been in May, was cancelled and now in a holding pool, which could be forever more than a day. And I've kind of changed direction slightly because of it. I've had to roll with the punches and try and go in a different direction.
That theme, one of new directions, is one we're going to come across a few times on this journey. Seems like the roadmap we've all been following this year has been full of unexpected turns and paths as yet undiscovered. Thanks for joining us though. We're glad you're here to navigate the journey along with us. This is Recovery Through Enterprise. Just like that, the carefully laid plans that had been put in place over the previous months disappeared and left Jason, who was now staring down the prospect of his current employer being forced into temporary closure as well due to the lockdown restrictions, thinking to himself, I need a plan. Luckily, he got something of a plan in the back of his mind, something he'd been thinking about for a little while.
I've always loved vinyl records. I was a DJ in my late teens. Always loved music, so I was singing as well in a band. And I love going to concerts and festivals and things, love music, and I always wanted to do something in it, but never managed to break into it. I tried to get jobs in the music industry, never really worked. And I got to a point in 2014 where I had enough and I thought, I'm going to do what I want to do, so I'm going to have to create my own business to employ myself because no one else will in the music industry. So the idea came about, I'll open a record shop because I could see the resurgence of vinyl.
The first the world saw of vinyl coffee was an eBay shop launched in 2015. It gave Jason the ideal opportunity to test how sustainable this mini boom in vinyl records was going to be before committing to premises of his own. Jason later launched his own website proper at vinylcoffee.co.uk in 2016 with the help of Building Business and a European funding grant. Later, in 2019, frustrated by waiting for a premises to become available, Jason introduced the new monthly record fair at the Boathouse at Rushton Lakes, which brought together record sellers and vinyl enthusiasts from across the local area to crate dig on a monthly basis.
However, I didn't feel it would support a good enough living. I thought it would, because it's quite niche, I thought it would be quite difficult to do. So then I came up with the idea, I thought, there's some places in the country putting a tea shop or some sort of cafe in their vinyl shops. I thought, what a great idea, extra income. So I thought, well, coffee shops are doing extremely well now. It's a growing market. It's a bit trendier. Have a coffee shop combined with the vinyl shop. It's got to be a winner. It's a social atmosphere. You've got the music, you've got the food, the cakes, and all the lovely things like that. So I thought the combination would be fantastic and work really well.
Cake, coffee, vinyl records, all sounds like a winner to me. All sounds like a winner to lots of people, I would think, but unfortunately with the situation, things being the way they are this year, the actual opening of the record shop hasn't been something that's been able to happen quite just yet.
That's still the dream, is to open the vinyl coffee shop, although it's gone on the back burner with the COVID and that sort of thing. So that's why I've gone off in a slightly different direction at the moment.
As it was, that new plan wasn't actually deviating that far from the original one. Still being able to work with vinyl records, Jason managed to find a way of bringing in that coffee shop element after all. As it was, early 2019 saw Jason undertaking a crash course in the fine art of becoming a barista while developing a new working relationship with a specialist coffee roaster.
I suppose that came mainly out of the idea of combining the coffee with the record store. So I put myself on a couple of how to run coffee shop courses, had barista training, and sort of really got into it. I thought, if I'm going to enter into something I don't know much about, I want to get to know as much as I can and be prepared for it. And I've got a real love for coffee now. I always did enjoy it, but now I really enjoy it. I know a bit about it. And when we was placed in lockdown, I thought that was the perfect time to start investigating more into having my own coffee line ready for when the shop opens. And that's kind of the line that I've gone down with that.
And so, Vinyl Coffee was born. Over the year, Jason has expanded his range to now feature over a dozen different coffee products from Jamaica, Brazil, and lots of other fairly exotic places as well. With this brand new range of products under his belt, Jason began selling his new product range online earlier in the year, quickly picking up fans looking for a way of getting their coffee fix while supporting a local business and staying at home at the same time. In addition to launching his website earlier in the summer and starting to build a profile on social media as well, Jason quickly found on an interesting new way of quickly building his audience by developing a collaborative approach with some really interesting new partners.
Plus contacting independent record companies, thanks to an idea from a good self, to work with them with merchandise ideas, which is still in early development.
Teaming up with the record labels in this way is something of a win-win, really. Jason was quickly able to build brand awareness for his range of coffee products, and by creating highly collectible, limited edition merchandise for the labels and their artists, Jason incentivized these guys to go out and shout about the products for him, quickly enabling him to build brand awareness and a following on social media. The first fruits of this new undertaking will be seeing the light of day shortly. The first Vinyl Coffee record label link-up features Oxfordshire-based Alcopop Records, who are using it to promote a new release from Art Brut. You remember them? They formed a band. Sorry, a little indie pop joke there. Back to Jason.
I'm in the belief the more people you work with, the better. I think, if you're trying to build something quite big, then you need to involve a lot of people. And I think it's quite a niche thing, quite something different as well. Doing some sort of merchandise for coffee, which nobody's really done before. So it's quite interesting. And there's quite a good response from the labels as well. They seem to be interested in doing it as well. I'm quite excited about it.
After a few false starts and changes in direction, Jason is still really upbeat about the months ahead. Even as 2020 comes to an end, he's continuing to find new ways to grow his brand locally, even through unsettled times.
The next 6 months, bizarrely, because of what happened with the lockdown, online sales become busier, so I was focusing more on that. After the lockdown, the online sales got a bit quieter, but the record fairs, once we started up, have become really popular. Probably because A, people don't have many places to go, and B, a lot of the record fair venues are large and they've not taken up the fairs anymore at the moment with the COVID. So there's probably only 50% of the fairs active at the moment. So when you do put one on, it's that much busier. People are turning out. So hence that I'm expanding and opening the second record monthly fair. So things are looking good on the up.
And tell me, what's the biggest thing you think you've learned from this year that you didn't know when you woke up on January 1st?
I wouldn't say I didn't know something, but I would say that it's reiterated the need for change and to adapt when circumstances change. I've always read books from entrepreneurs, public speakers, where they say you need to change your strategy slightly. You need to keep trying different things until it works, tweaking things, and always listen to what they said. And I think that's really a case of what I've had to do this year, with now focusing more online and on the record fairs than on the shop itself. So it's adapting to your circumstances.
There's a quote from Drake. It feels kind of appropriate for a music guy like Jason. He said, "Sometimes it's the journey that teaches us a lot about your destination." Somehow that kind of feels like an appropriate place to leave things for today, and it certainly seems to sum up the way Jason's made his way through this year. Occasionally having to change the song, never skipping a beat, and making his own recovery through enterprise. Be sure to check out Jason's website to find out more. vinylcoffee.co.uk. Recovery Through Enterprise is a series of business support packages designed to support and assist businesses across the Northamptonshire region. Our partners in this are Wellingborough Borough Council, East Northamptonshire Council, Enterprise East Northamptonshire, Destination Nen Valley, Enterprising Wellingborough and the University of Northampton. You can find out more on the Recovery Through Enterprise programme and the range of support and assistance available for Northamptonshire businesses right now on our website at recoverythroughenterprise.co.uk. This podcast was a production of So Very Creative. Find out more on soverycreative.com. Next time on Recovery Through Enterprise.
I've noticed the change in people's mindsets. They've a lot of my customers have come in and said, oh, this is the first time I've come out and I feel safe in here. And it's nice that I can try clothes on, and it's nice that you still have that personal service, but with the social distancing.
Heidi owns the Heidi Boutique at the Nen Court in Wellingborough, a people person who couldn't welcome people to her store. Find out how she coped and made her own Recovery Through Enterprise next time.